It's Thursday night and I'm looking like a wreck because I haven't had my shower today yet. And it's don't forget to breathe. Now for this tonight, I'm just going to start talking and see where it goes. I don't know how long or how short this is going to be, but this vlog was I mainly started it almost a year ago. Now we're getting close to a year, almost a year ago. I started doing this so I could personally track my health and my mental health because at the time it seemed to be spiraling. My mental health certainly has. I had a doctor's appointment tomorrow, or at least it's not the doctor, it's the nurse, and it's apparently about me high blood pressure. Which last time I was in to see the doctor said me high blood pressure, or my blood pressure seemed fine. So yeah, going to see how that goes tomorrow. Um, so that's basically why I started doing this. Now I never meant it to be anything other than to track my own health, but I have expressed opinions as they've come up through like data. I've expressed my opinions. And today I'm just going to start talking. I never ever wanted politics to come into this, but I'm just going to start talking politics because I've just been doing my ironing. And while I was doing my ironing, I was watching a podcast that had Conservative MP Esther McVeigh on. And she said a few interesting things that resonated with me because of things that I'd seen in the last few days. So I was convinced. I was convinced Labour were going to boot Starmer into touch. I've said many times certainly in the last 12 months, I've been anti-Labour, even for about 12 months before people voted them in, because I knew what we've got is the Labour that I knew this was going to be the Labour that we were going to get. And I was warning people about voting Labour long before the general elections, and we actually got these fucking cockroaches in. I think Starmer is an absolute fucking arse of a leader, and it doesn't surprise me that he's the most unpopular PM we have ever had in this country. Yeah, and he is that now. And I honestly thought they'd get shut of him, but as I've just found out that um, the uh, the Labour MPs capable of challenging them all had the same thought. This is not the right time for me. So they've left them in power. I absolutely believe 100% that if that was their train of thought going into that PLP, the other day, when was it? Was it 2 days ago? If that was their train of thought, then we as British people, British voters, should make sure that they never get their time. Never get their time. And as I've noticed a story, and it was brushed under the carpet very much. Not an awful lot of people picked up on this story, but I posted it on social media. It said that David Lammy had ordered the archives of a website called Court Desk to be deleted. Now, Court Desk, as I actually looked in to see what Court Desk desk was, it's a online service where campaigners and legal types can look back over cases, all on there. All the documentation of the cases are on there. It's based, or its function is for transparency. That's its function. It actually says on the website that its function is for transparency in the British judicial system. That's what it exists for. And Lammy has ordered all the archives to be deleted. Now, I say this news story was brushed under the carpet. It has a very small airing on the mainstream medias. If at all, on some of them, they just didn't bother reporting on it. I picked up on this story. I posted on social media. I said, this is what they're trying to do, or this is what they've ordered them to do. And at the bottom, I just put what are Labour trying to hide now. Well, watching this podcast, this Esther McVeigh, she started talking about Starmer being finished now. And she said he's going to be, the people are going to be digging up his past. And when she started talking about this, and straight my mind went back to Court Desk, and I thought, that's what they're trying to hide. They're trying to hide his past when he was the fucking the heads of the Crown prosecution. That's that's what they're trying to cover up. Surely it must be. So I'm sat there and I'm waiting, I'm listening to what she's saying, and I'm taking it all in because I've made this assumption, I've made this connection from like what she said, what she was saying about people are going to be trolling his past now. And I've made the connection, so I'm listening to what she's saying, and then when she finishes talking about this, they're going to be digging up his past. She turned around, she went, and there was a little news story the other day that, and as soon as she said the little news story, straight away I went, she's going to fucking mention it now. She's going to mention Court Desk, and sure enough, she mentioned Court Desk, and she said that this is what they're trying to do. They're claiming that it's a I think storage issue, archive storing the archives issue, but it's not. It's about hiding his fucking past. That's what it is. It's 100% about hiding his past. And this is a thing that they've done this before, and I don't know whether you've ever noticed this, but if you're as old as me and you know the first days of the internet and the first search engines and stuff like that, and you did a search, and you got like fucking 100+ pages, just page after page after page of whatever it is you searched. What I didn't know until this year, late last year, was they actually deleted half the internet. They just deleted it. So when you do an internet search now, you get like 20 pages. That's it. You don't get anything like the suggestions you used to get. You just get like the top fucking 20 bloody pages. I don't know. You get like how many is on one page? Say about 20 sites on one page. So you're talking like fucking you're talking like 400 or 500 pages. Something like that. That's all you're getting off a search. When you used to get 100 pages of 20 fucking sites, so you were getting like thousands of sites, but you're not getting that anymore because they are basically hiding the fucking knowledge. That's what I think anyway. But they're trying to do it with Court Desk. The hiding Starmer's past, and I think it's absolutely fucking disgusting. I think the people, and here's another thing, this was the other thing that I was going to bring up, because with my political views, I get into a lot of to and fro with left-wing liberal gobshites, and I found that the best way to shut them up is point out that they support the paedophile supporters. They support the people who support the paedophiles, protect paedophiles, and protect grooming gangs. And they support the people who make the British street unsafe for young women and girls. And you point this out, and they've got no argument, because they do. They want to make out that that my point of view, that being British is somehow racist. It's not. Being British is being British. I want my fucking country to be fucking safe. I want people to have British values. I wasn't born into a fucking Muslim country, and I certainly don't want the country to be Muslim. I fucking don't. So yeah, I found out that like that was the best way to shut them up is point this out. Point this out that they support the people who protect the fucking paedophiles and protect the grooming gangs and protect the sexual deviances. That's who they support. That's what they're advocating. And they can say, oh no, I don't believe in that. Or, well, you actually fucking do because they're the people you support. So they've got no arguments. I mean, they can call me racist all they want. I don't fucking care. It fucking washes off me now. I don't fucking care. The people who actually know me know that I'm not racist. But what I didn't know was that I thought I came across it only recently and I was like, oh, this is wonderful. I had no idea that this was actually a nationwide thing, that a lot of people point at them and go, yeah, you fucking support paedophiles. I didn't know that there's people called Labour the Paedophile Protection Party, the PPP. I had no idea. I didn't know. I didn't know it was a thing, and I do know now there are female Labour MPs who are embarrassed and ashamed and angry that people have this opinion of their party, that their party is seen as the PPP, the Paedophile Protection Party, and it's it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me because I keep saying it. I keep saying it. I keep saying it online. I keep saying it. That this fucking government that we've got now is running this country for somebody, but it's not for the British people. Absolutely isn't for the British people. And who thinks otherwise, anybody who thinks otherwise is an absolute fucking moron, mentally ill, or they're one of the people that they're protecting. It's just that simple. Right, anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. That's all I'm going to say about it. But like, so back to my health. Like I say, got the. I'm in there tomorrow. I'm seeing the nurse tomorrow, and it's over me high blood pressure apparently, which I was surprised when he fucking sent me the text asking me to make an appointment, because the last time I was actually in to see the doctor took me blood pressure. First time, and he went, no issue there. And that was the first time in 10 years that that's happened. That's the first time. My visits to the doctor in the last like decade has always been the first like 10 fucking minutes of the 15-minute appointment is trying to get me blood pressure at a normal rate. That's why I'm on so many tablets now, because my blood pressure's just been, for fucking 10 years and more, my blood pressure's been through the roof. It's, well, I find out more now, but the last time I spoke to the doctor, it was like normal. And I haven't done my blood pressure in a long time because I feel like I'm fucking losing me shit again. Because of the fucking GP. But I just found that I don't think it's a coincidence. Let's say I don't think it's a coincidence that in the last like 10 years my blood pressure been through the fucking ceiling. That's since I've known. It could have even been longer, but that's since I've known. And I used to. It was so bad that I could feel when my blood was boiling, because I could actually feel. I could feel it. I don't feel that anymore. Um, I say I don't feel that anymore. What was I saying about coincidences? I don't think it's a coincidence that my blood pressure seems to be normalising since I've kicked the fucking issues I've had in my life into touch. And those issues are basically my family. I haven't spoken to anybody in my family in about 4 years. In about 4 years. Since it was like round about the time when my health started failing. It wasn't long. It was, see, so my health started failing in 2021, and I was in the doctors and was trying to get fucking that. I was struggling with my knee. It was one knee at the time. I was struggling with the knee, um, and I was trying to hold my job down. I was trying to be the son that my mother needed as well. I was getting like fucking with the job I was doing. I was getting like 2 days off a week. One of those days was spent running around after my mother. The other day was the only day I was able to do stuff for myself. But as my physical condition worsened, I found that harder and harder to do. It got to the point where there was a few times I phoned it up and said, "Look, I can't come around today because I just cannot physically come around today. My knee's fucking locked, so I can't do it." Started asking for help. My mother's mental health started failing as well. Soon after that, not before I started phoning up and saying that I was unable to come around because my knee was too fucked. But it wasn't long after that like I think she had a fall or something. And I was in work, and I worked at the time. I worked the other side of the fucking city, so even to get back to this end, it was like an hour's fucking journey just to get back to this side. So like, I'm in work. I've been told that she's had a fall, and I've been trying to like find out what's happened. I'm phoning up the fucking the hospital and what have you, and trying to find out what had actually happened. After that fall, she's in the hospital and like find out, she'd had a fall, and that's when it came to light that her mental health was suffering. My physical health was suffering. I wasn't able to give her the help and support that she needed, so I was in the hospital with the nurses, and I got it all in place. And she turned around in the hospital and said, "Oh no, I don't want that. I'll be okay." Now, because she said that, the nurses can't do anything. So the nurses looked at me, and I'm like, well, I can't do nothing about it. I can't do nothing about it. So after that, I tried to get um, power of attorney. Because, like you say, my physical condition was getting worse and worse and worse. By the week, my physical condition was getting worse. By now, both knees had gone. Both knees were fucked. And I'm living off fucking painkillers, trying to just do my shifts and work. And then there's fucking certain members of my family thinking that it's okay for me to then run round after my mother when I'm not working. And when I work, say, my I didn't do a 9 to 5 job. Working security, didn't do a nine to 5 job. There was days every week where I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was going out, doing my job. I wouldn't get back to somewhere between 11 and 11:30 at night. Right, that's the sort of shifts that I was doing. But I was getting 2 days off, and one of those days religiously was running around after my mother. The other day was the day I get to do the stuff that I needed to do. So these people, my family, thought it was okay for that to continue. So anyway, I tried to get power of attorney. So like put everything back into place. And if she turned around and said, "No, I don't want that," I said, "I don't give a shit. I'm the legal fucking. I say what is and what isn't." Turns out, because I'm not the oldest son, I couldn't do that. I needed my older brother's signatures on the paper. Uh, so like the papers were there, all signed, and I said to another member of my family, "Take that round," because I hadn't spoken to him. I hadn't spoken to my older brother in fucking years because he's a gobshite. And he is a gobshite. He's fucking. I'll only touch on it here, but he took the business that my dad built up and fucking destroyed it, and then tried to fucking blame me for it, even though he still to this day doesn't understand that business. And it was a business I've been working in since I was like 14, and I stopped working in it when I fucking when he sacked me. Right, he sacked me. But what he didn't know, he made a cunt out of himself. What he didn't know was I'd already said to my mum at the time. I said, I'm going to get Christmas out the way, and then I'm leaving because I can't work with them anymore. He's destroyed that business, and I can't work with them anymore because he thinks he's the man, but he's not. He's a fucking idiot that should have stayed working behind a desk, which is what he was fucking suited for the minute he left fucking school. But anyway, he seen the job that me and my dad was doing. I thought that looks easy. I think I'll fucking do that. And then being the older brother, he took the business, fucking destroyed it, and then tried to blame me for destroying it, even though he still doesn't understand how that particular business runs. Anyway, yes, there's another rant I'll save for another time. So I said to this family member, fucking take it down to him, get him to sign him and tell him that he can fucking do what he wants, just sign the paper. He can fucking deal with it or not deal with it. I don't care. I'll fucking deal with it. I'll put it in the fucking hole. So as far as I know, that paper never got sent round. I got physically attacked by my mother, and after that, I was just I'd had enough. I walked in there, and she started throwing shit at me and that, and I just stormed out. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I went round to the doctors, and I told the doctors, and the doctors was whatever. I'll say no. She always has been a horrible woman. She has been a horrible woman her entire life. To her son, she's been a horrible woman. All she ever did was weaponize her kids. That's all she ever did. And I won't get into other things, but she wasn't a very nice woman. And this is why, the proof's in the pudding. That for the longest time, I was the only one who'd fucking go around and see her. None of the others would. Nobody else would. I'd be the only one who went around and see her. There was another one. There was another member of the family who did occasionally go around and see her. Also, the same person I asked to take these papers round to my older brother, and as far as I know, didn't. But yeah, even after that, I was still. She's in a home now, and I don't even know when. To be honest with you, I don't care. But for years afterwards, I was getting phone calls from this home, from this nursing home. I'm getting phone calls. Like, I hadn't spoken to anybody, not her or anybody in my family for fucking years. And I was still getting phone calls off this nursing home. And I'm like, how the fuck did you get my number? Fucking cunts. My family are absolute fucking cunts. And I kicked them all into touch years ago. Like I say, probably, where are we now? 2026, probably at least 3, possibly 4, maybe even close to 5 years ago. But I would say 4 years ago. I haven't spoken to any of them in 4 years. And in those last 4 years, I've calmed down. My health's getting better. My mental health isn't. My mental health's fucking up the wall because of the NHS and the fucking DWP. Between them are fucking driving me insane. Literally driving me insane. But hey ho. We'll find out what the nurse says tomorrow. And I'll fucking complain about it. Like I always do. But I just don't. I think I've given up. I think deep down inside I've given up. I don't care what happens now anymore. I really don't. I don't care what happens. I think these people in my life, these people I could say I could count on those 4 fingers the amount of people I actually I was going to say trust. I was going to say trust, but I'll change that to on this hand. I can count the amount of people that I have to trust. I don't think I trust anybody right now. I don't think I do. There is kind of one doctor, the doctor who basically turned around and said to me that he felt that all the doctors up to that point had mistreated my my conditions, and he said we'll have to fix that. But since then, I haven't spoken to him again. I've spoken to other doctors who have just been the same old. So, like I say, I think I've lost faith. I think I've lost faith. I actually there's a game on. That's why I keep it off and looking over there. There's a game on. Yeah, so that's it. I think I'm done for this evening. For this week, as we're coming up to 25 minutes. So that's not bad. Probably about average. That's me. I'm done. I'm out. Look after yourself. Love you. Bye.